We back live on the stream, hopefully for good this time. It's Ball Around the World. Let's start the show.
Hey. Yeah. Hey. Hey. All around the world, ball around the world. Ball around the world, ball around the world. Ball around the world, ball around the world. EPB podcast, we all around the world. Hey. Ball around the world, ball around the world. Ball around the world, ball around the world. Ball around the world, ball around the world. EPB podcast, we all around the world.
Hey, cheer. All right, third time's a charm. We streaming live. We're here in Texas, Austin, Texas. You know me, Ball Around the World. I'm trying to get it going, do a bi-weekly show or a twice a week. I don't know how you say it. But we here, EPB. It's your boy, Matt Marshall. We're talking about soccer all around the world. We're going to talk about some news, some headlines of the day. If you're following along, come tap in with me on YouTube. That's where you can see what we're talking about. Instagram, I see y'all too. I'm going to be trying to respond to your comments. Forsaken, Harnia, Beer, AFC, all my ballers in the building. We here. First thing, as you can see below, big news in the Madrid camp. The young boy Endrick has finally sealed the deal, announcing his marriage to his longtime love, Gabrielle. The only reason I think this is news is because news came out a while ago about them putting together and this is, Endrick just turned 18, right? He just was allowed to play as a professional in Madrid because obviously in Europe you can't work and play as an adult until you're 18 years old. But before he even turned 18, they had a contract, a marriage contract. Mind you, she's 3 or 4 years older than him. She's 21, 22, and he's 18. I don't know if that's that big of a deal, but a lot of people make a big deal about it. But let me read you some of the stuff from their contract back in the day. This is just a relationship, a dating contract, which, let's see, Endrick revealed it in a podcast. His girlfriend, Gabrielle Miranda, and he have a relationship contract. Prohibitions include any form of addiction or drastic changes in behavior. And they have clauses in this contract that means that, a violation of these clauses will result in fines. They'd be able to fine each other for money, almost like a business, if they violate it. So if they change drastically in behavior, that's a fine. They have to express "I love you" in all situations. That if that doesn't happen, that's a fine. And I think something like that happened early in their relationship, and he actually fined her for not telling him "I love you." Wild. Prohibitions also include both parties must not argue in public places, which is pretty interesting. But I mean, that's real. The boy is always talking about Sir Bobby Charlton. A lot of this stuff seems real old school, but it seems like stuff that is wise beyond his years. So it's kind of interesting to think about that. Violation of any of these terms result in monthly fines from either party in the form of gifts, which is wild. Both parties must have no romantic or intimate relationship with others, including their exes, which all pretty much makes sense. Anyway, the lovely couple finally sealed the deal, tied the knot. Congratulations to Endrick for his marriage. And we move on. We're going to go ahead and move on. Let's talk about the games of the weekend. Obviously, I follow the Prem the most because I'm a Chelsea fan. So we're going to talk about Chelsea in this thing. And there's nobody to start with more deserving than this boy right here, Jadon Sancho. Y'all already know. I'm a big Jadon Sancho fan, separate from Chelsea. But when word came down that Chelsea were looking to buy him or take him on loan from United, I wasn't a big fan of that. What's up, Lady Bree, tapping in on YouTube? What's happening? Hey, we talking about your Liverpool in a second. Let me get through what I have to say about Chelsea first, and then we going to go ahead to your Liverpool because we got a lot to say, Brenda. We here. Brenda from South Africa tapping in on the YouTube. Again, if you're tapped in with me on Instagram, come on over to YouTube, join the conversation, come tap in with me and Lady Brenda and everybody else here on YouTube. Check this out. Okay, so Jadon Sancho made his move out of United, which was a great move in my opinion last year, went to Dortmund, went back to his roots. not to his roots, but obviously he left City to go to Dortmund and really became a professional at Dortmund, and then came back to United in this record transfer, and everybody thought they were going to do good. In my opinion, United are in shambles, man. Like, even with Ten Hag, obviously they got to win this weekend, but I mean, United fans, I don't know. I mean, and this is coming from a Chelsea fan where we're just all over the place right now, but Jadon Sancho comes back to United. You think they're going to be all put together and buttoned up. He and Ten Hag might have reformed their relationship now that Jadon Sancho's shown that he can ball out in the Champions League and on the world stage. But clearly it's not happening for him, and I think United could absolutely use him, despite Marcus Rashford scoring this weekend. Anyway, shouts out to Marcus Rashford. So he comes over to Chelsea. Chelsea, we got too many players. We got 40 men on the roster. We got about 7 or 8 starting kind of creative attacking wingers in that position. So it didn't make sense for me. It looked like we needed a striker. But Jadon Sancho shut me up today, or yesterday, or this weekend, I should say. He looked like the best attacker out there. He came on in, the 76th minute, something like that. Came on, Christopher Nkunku came on, and Chelsea looked completely different. It was a tale of two halves. Obviously, Cole Palmer's still my guy. Noni Madueke's my guy. So those are the front three across the just in behind Nick Jackson or whatever striker we use. Those are the players I want. I want Noni. I want Cole in the number 10 position doing whatever he needs to do to get on the ball, and then Jadon Sancho, who's now balanced out that attack by allowing us to have some ballers on the left side of the field going. Pedro Neto, I think he's a great hustler. I think he's quick. I think he'll be important, Conference League games and whatnot coming up. He's not a starter, though. And Jadon Sancho is going to be all the man. Again, what's up? Vin Dand tapping in over on Instagram. Come tap in with us on YouTube. That's where the conversation is. Lady Bree said, what went wrong? I was at our stadium watching a local game during the Liverpool match time. Tough. We're going to talk about it. Let's get through Chelsea first. So definitely Jadon Sancho. Chris Nkunku. Man, I was on live stream talking about, Chris Nkunku, the best ability is availability, and he really hasn't shown much by way of availability. He's been injured a lot. Every time he comes on, he shows bright sparks, but he really hasn't shown enough. And so even on live stream, watching the game, I was talking to people about, maybe Jadon Sancho's looking good. Maybe we get rid of Nkunku and bring in another defender, whatever, in January. That was blasphemy. I just want to go ahead and apologize on stream. Chris Nkunku, I'm all the way here for you. So Nkunku can also play striker, kind of in that false nine, just like Nick Jackson. Nico Jackson, love that guy. So no matter how much shit I talk about him, I think he is a complete striker. Except for, let me say, he's not complete. I think he has all of the tools and all of the hardest things to learn as a player, he's got already. It's just the finishing. The man needs to figure out how to finish. So we're going to figure that out. But while he does that, if Chris Nkunku can stay healthy, maybe he can get in that starting spot up top. You know what I mean? I can't wait till the new FIFA comes out so I can try, Jadon on the left, Cole Palmer in the middle, Noni on the right, and Nkunku up top with Nick Jackson coming off the bench for him. And then we just need to get that midfield straight. Speaking of midfield, somebody who was uncharacteristically missing in our lineup was Enzo Fernandez. He didn't travel. He and Shrewsbury Hall got sick or something, fell ill. Renato Viega took place of him, the Brazilian, and I don't mind that at all. Him and Caicedo, they didn't look the best, especially in the first half, because our defense didn't look the best. By the way, Wesley Fofana had an absolute shit game. But again, we're going to stick with him. He's young. He's a center back. And I think when there's more help from him, like Axel Disasi, he can fill in that right back position, but he was getting cooked. He had to come off the field at some point too. And seeing players like Reece James, who will be coming back in the lineup soon. Malo Gusto has been injured, so he'll come back in the lineup. That'll really help us. Mark Cucurella, he's good on the team right now. I don't think in a full-formed, fully fledged, point of this Chelsea team, I don't think Mark Cucurella starts. But he's definitely more available than Ben Chilwell, so would love to keep him around. But that's my thoughts on Chelsea. I think we look great without Enzo. I think we look great with Jadon Sancho. And I think we look. I think we just need to kind of the offense is there. Like we're just trying to figure it out and get comfortable, see who the starters are. I think what we really need to work on, what Enzo Maresca really needs to work on, is what to do defensively, because we look very leaky. Even when we scored that goal, we still looked very leaky. So big win for us, big win for my team, but still a long way to go. Hold on. Other games of the week. The North London Derby was, I mean, it was kind of boring, honestly. It was kind of boring, I'm not going to lie, but, you know, it was a game. The boy Gabby scores again. Arsenal top of the league on set pieces alone. They did their damn thing. Yeah, they really did their thing. Parked the bus. When was the last time you seen Arsenal park the bus? That's why the game was kind of boring. Like, you know, it was just Arsenal kind of sitting back, absorbing pressure. Clearly, they don't feel comfortable without Declan Rice or Martin Odegaard in the middle. You know, I can't name any players who really stood out on Arsenal that whole game, as they sat back in their own third for a long time. And Ange Ball doesn't look bad. Like they had the possession, they had, you know, the players in space, but, you know, Sonny didn't do much, man, unfortunately. Neither did Brennan Johnson. You know, like they did what they could. I think Dominic Solanke, he's just coming back off an injury, so I guess, you know, he's got to take some time to really find his first goal for Tottenham. Richarlison's also injured. Like Arsenal weren't the only team with injuries that game. And I'm not going to lie, Tottenham dominated that game. Like, if you watch that game, y'all know that Tottenham dominated. But they just can't – they seem to still be missing something in the finish. So, something to look forward to in the future. I don't think Tottenham's a bad team. We want to see what they up to. Again, Ange Ball doesn't look bad. But maybe Dominic and Richarlison, when they're, like, back fully healthy, can help Son out. And free him up a little bit to do what he does. I also like Johnson. I like Johnson coming off the wing. I'm wondering if at some point Ange might want to play like a 4-4-2 and use Sani as like a true winger and Johnson as a true winger, even though that's not really, I think Sani's got to be just in the attack. So we're going to see. But for Arsenal, from an Arsenal perspective, and, you know, I got a lot of Arsenal friends. I talk a lot of shit about Arsenal. But from an Arsenal perspective, like, that's a big win. Again, they went there and they parked the bus. They were at the Hotspur Stadium, and they were just sitting back in their half. They were organized. They held it together. And then again, they're the best team in the Prem on set pieces right now. I don't know where this like set piece genius has come from, but yeah, when you got two big players and Gabby and Saliba who can come in and win headers. When Declan gets back, he can also be something. They just do a good job, you know, put a perimeter around the goalkeeper to make sure he doesn't come out and claim the ball, and then just go up and get it. And that's what the boy Gabby did. So that was supposed to be the game of the week, and we watched it. It was, again, rather boring because of how it was set up, even though it was good to see kind of the Spurs knock it around a bit and actually play like a team who should be competing for, you know, top four. But yeah, Arsenal pulled it out, and that's a good sign for them early on in this league, because, you know, Arsenal usually have a hot start, and then they usually like taper off somewhere in April, May. So, you know, the boy Gabby, he did his thing, and you know, that's what it is. Lady Bree on YouTube wants me to talk about Liverpool losing to Nottingham Forest. I only saw the highlights. I didn't even watch that game. I don't know how that game went down. I don't know what y'all did wrong. All I know is the former Chelsea boy, Callum Hudson-Odoi, did his thing. Where's my little? I'm on Instagram. That's where you're seeing it. There it is. Callum Hudson-Odoi, the man who never could be at Chelsea. Yo, come tap in on that too. Appreciate that, Evan, my man, keeping me up, keeping this stream live, keeping us good. Especially this is my third time trying to attempt this stream today out here in Texas. Again, we big remote with it, but it's all good. Hold on, other notable Chelsea players scoring around the world of soccer too. The boy Conor Gallagher got his first goal for Atletico. What? Yeah, Conor Gallagher scored for Atletico in their 3-0 rout of Valencia. Who else scored around the world? My former Chelsea players. Oh, Christian Pulisic, Captain America, got his goal, got an assist, got man of the match in his game against Venezia. Tammy Abraham, another former Chelsea player, got his goal. We got pictures of that stuff, man. We got it all. We right here. So that looked good. I didn't watch those games either. I'm just kind of, making worth note because I'm a Chelsea fan and my Chelsea boys are out here. What else are we talking about today? There's obviously we're going to get to Champions League because that's kind of the big subject. Champions League is back. But before we get there, we talked about North London Derby. The game of the weekend, the game that actually turned out to be the game of the weekend. Yo, Aston Villa versus Everton. I'm gonna just let these highlights here. Silent. So like Evan says, the video doesn't play over. But Aston Villa versus Everton was literally the game of the weekend. A battle of two big strikers, the type of strikers I like, right? These tall brothers up top. The boy Ollie Watkins is still balling. Again, Ollie Watkins competing for Golden Boot last year, scored a big goal for England in the summer for the Euros, and now is doing his thing for Villa. This was supposed to be a game that Villa won, but Sean Dice and Everton came out in that real pragmatic. We don't want possession. We don't want the ball. We're gonna go route one, and that's what they did on this set piece. You can see they scored a big goal. What's the boy Calvert-Lewin, Dominic Calvert-Lewin dunking on Villa, scoring the goal. They were up 2-0 in the first half, and then obviously Unai made some tweaks, and then the goal started raining down for Villa. So that was the game of the weekend. That is a game worth a replay. If y'all are interested in replaying any games, that's the game I would absolutely replay. Lady Bree said, we never heard a thing you said from the time I started the clip. Which clip? Which clip are we talking about? Are y'all still not hearing me? Come on now. Let me know, Lady Bree. But that was Aston Villa. Maybe I should only put pictures up instead of clips. I'm gonna only put a picture of this dude, Ollie Watkins, up because he's balling. I'm pulling this stuff from Instagram. I'm trying a new thing. Let me know if you like it. Just seeing pictures, seeing who I'm talking about. But let me know which clip, which part you didn't hear, and we can talk about it. But all I'm talking about is games of the week in the Prem. Other notable things, I'm trying to think. Was there anything else notable in the Prem? Probably not. Let's go to MLS real quick because I'm a LAFC supporter. My team got smashed. We can hear you now. Passed. I'm just making sure you mute it. You're fine now. Appreciate it, Evan. My boys, my folks in the chat on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, let me know where you're from, where you're watching from, who your team is. I'm going to do a quick thing about MLS, and then I'm going to go over to we're going to go over to Champions League and the games we got coming up and seeing where we can do a watch party soon. Man, LA Galaxy versus LAFC, El Trafico, as it's known in LA. Your boy, a tale of two halves, honestly. My boy Denny Bouanga going ham, scored a goal. We were up 2. It was Denny Bouanga and I think Mateus Bogus who scored. I got to double check that. But it looked like very much like most El Traficos you've seen in recent years where there's a lot of attempt at possession and moving the ball movement from LA Galaxy, and then LAFC just goes on the break, goes on a counterattack, and then players the likes of Denny Bouanga I've never seen a player so often dribble down the line towards the end line and just keep dribbling and still beat his defender and beat the keeper, and he did that this weekend. But like Dylan said, man, LAFC got smoked at big facts. And I'm an LAFC fan too. And yeah, bro, Dylan, we got absolutely smashed. I don't know what happened in the second half. Marco Royce is actually a really good addition to LA Galaxy. I didn't think he was going to be that instrumental in this team, but like, let's not forget, Marco Royce is a German legend. You know what I mean? Like, had he not been so injury prone, that just happens. Some people are just built that way. Without the injuries, Marco Reus might be top 5 Germans ever to play the game, and that's maybe a wild statement. He stayed with Dortmund because Dortmund has stuck with him. They stuck with him through injuries, kept giving him contracts. But every time he comes back from injury, and there's not many players you see do that. The only other player I can name is like Neymar, where you come back from injury and you come back at the same level or even better than you were at injury. The issue with Royce is he just keeps getting injured. So he looks good for Galaxy. He's making runs that you don't often see in the MLS, just coming, peeling off that right side, and he's there to make a cross or make a play. Ricky Puig is still the best player on that team, though. That boy is a baller. Dylan says, who was the idiot that got red carded? That shit was so unnecessary. Yeah, bro, I don't understand how that happened. It happened towards like the middle of the game, at the end, or not at the end, but once LAFC scored their second, or LA Galaxy scored their second goal and they tied it up. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Who was that? Was that we gonna find out right now. We just had it. El Trafico. Yeah, I'm gonna find out right now. I forgot who it was. Because I'm thinking of the red card that... Oh, it was Lewis O'Brien, who's a baller in the midfield. Lewis O'Brien comes from the UK. I think he's Scottish. I had to double check. But we just brought him in. He just transferred over. He's a workhorse in the midfield. So he kind of brings like a little different thing than Ilie does and Atuesta does. He like just keeps working. Not sure why he got that red card, but it just like the game just went downhill from there. Giroud probably was on the field too long. Speaking of which, though, let's talk about this for a second, because the fact of the matter is the boy Carlos Vela is officially back. He's officially back black and gold. And I think that's a really important thing to note, because Carlos Vela is going to be the one who unlocks Giroud. You know what I mean? Like the Bouanga is just going to be Bouanga up that left side. You know what I mean? He's just going to be who he is. But Carlos Vela coming back after like a weird sabbatical, he wanted to get paid more. No other clubs are looking for him, whatever the case may be. Somehow we have gotten him back, and he wants to be black and gold again. And at first I didn't think he fit. Mateus Bogus is playing so well. Like, we have ballers, but now that I'm thinking about it, you can put Bogus out on the right, Carlos in that kind of 10 position floating around to play make, and he's going to find Giroud. Like, we know that Carlos Vela is going to find Giroud. And we also know that Carlos Vela likes to play out on the right side more, cutting in on his left foot. So maybe he's going to be swerving that ball into Giroud. And then Mateus Bogus, because he's a shooter, we know he's a shooter, can play in that attacking mid position. And then we'll have somebody like Lewis O'Brien and Ile, or Atuesta and Ile in kind of sitting as pivots, number 6s, right? So this is a big move for LAFC. More star power, more excitement. Yes, we got smashed. Yes, now LA Galaxy has already clinched playoffs and feel real good about their season. But we're still probably top 2 teams in the league. And that's next to Columbus Crew, because that's true ballers. I think this LA Galaxy thing will fizzle out very soon. So we gonna see. We gonna see where that ends up. Is there anything I missed? LA Galaxy, Endrick. I'll talk about really briefly. There's big news about Alisha Lehmann. We all know her for playing with Aston Villa. Now she's playing with Juve. She came out saying that, obviously she dates Douglas Luiz, the Brazilian, and that she is talking about kind of the pay disparity between her and he. So it was something I was going to talk about a little bit deeper. Maybe we'll bring that up a little later, because we got Champions League to talk about. But very interesting storyline. There's a lot of conflicting thoughts back and forth, that I've seen. Even online, they talk about models who get paid significantly more as females than males. And how nobody talks about that disparity, to the other side of things, where it's like male players actually do not speak against female players who talk about the significance of the wage gap. They're just like, yeah, pay them just like y'all pay us. So it's an interesting thought, but let's move on. We're moving on to the Champions League schedule. we got some games tomorrow. It's the new format of the Champions League. Again, it's what, 4 pots of 8 teams. They all play. I'm sorry, 8 pots of 4 teams. Man, we did this. We did this a couple weeks ago, and I'm still confused. But 8 pots of 4 teams. They all play different teams throughout the group stage, and the teams after 8 games with the most points essentially move on to the final 8, and then the other 8 have to play against each other to make the knockout stages. So we're just gonna talk about what games we have coming up. The big game for tomorrow is definitely Milan-Liverpool. That's gonna be the game of the week. That's what we hope it is, or maybe at least the game of the day, because there's some good games on Wednesday as well, and I believe there's some games on Thursday. So we're going through them, right? We got Juve versus Eindhoven. We got Milan-Liverpool. We got Young Boys against Villa. Villa back in the Champions League. See what they do from the Prem side. Bayern is playing Dynamo tomorrow. Madrid is playing Stuttgart, which actually that should be a good game. You know, it's where Kylian wants to be. This is why he's moved to Madrid. He wants to go and win Champions League titles and Ballon d'Ors and things like that. So we gonna see. OO said, forgot Villa were in the CL. Bro, I know. It's been a minute, right? Sporting CP also play Lille. Wednesday, we got some games too. We got City versus Inter. That's probably going to be the game of the day. Hold on, where's my Champions League for Wednesday? There it is. Yeah, City versus Inter is probably going to be the game of the day. Celtic is playing Bratislava. Bruges playing Dortmund. PSG playing Girona. That's going to be a good one. That's actually not going to be a good one. I think PSG is balling right now. Girona, we just saw, got smashed by Barca this weekend. That's going to be interesting to see. We're seeing a lot of Barca fans pop up right now. Barca's 5 for 5 games, 5 wins. Lamine Yamal is balling. I'm really interested to see how their season goes. You know, we know with Madrid, it's only a matter of time. You know, Mbappe and Vinicius definitely got goals this weekend, but 2 penalty goals. Probably deserved, but that was an interesting one. Sour Crust said, should Ange be sacked? Bruh, nah. If you saw that game, like the fact that I haven't seen Arsenal park the bus. I've just never seen Arsenal park the bus. And they parked the bus against Ange's team in that game. So, you know, yes, I think that's more of a triumph for Arsenal than something that's horrible for Ange. Like, he just needs, obviously he's got some injuries too. He's got Richarlison out. That's what I was saying earlier. He just needs to, they need to find their stride offensively. I think they have a good attacking style and style of play. I think maybe if we start to see more goals in over the back of them because he plays such a high line defensively, maybe then you can start to look at if he should be sacked and stuff. But we'll see. Yeah. Dylan's right. Arsenal had all 11 behind the ball. Man said they need Ange. It's tough. Just the Teep said Celtic to go through. Okay, Just the Teep. Let's see what they do. Thursday, we still got Champions League games. We got what am I showing right now? I'm showing Red Star Belgrade, but Feyenoord is playing Leverkusen. Leverkusen still a good start to the season, even though they've taken an L. Feyenoord has been big in the Dutch league and the Eredivisie, so that could be a good game. Benfica versus Red Star Belgrade. I don't know. Not a game I'm going to watch, but I'll definitely watch on replay. Atalanta versus Arsenal. That's actually a good game. And the boy Lookman is over there balling still. So that should be something interesting to watch. Atletico Madrid with the boy Conor Gallagher and Antoine Griezmann and the bunch playing Leipzig. That's a better game. I'm really curious. After this week, obviously, you know, I'm going to do another Ball Around the World on Friday. So we're going to see. We'll talk about it on Friday if this new format makes it more exciting. Certainly, there's a lot of games to watch this week. So we got a lot of stuff to deal with. Sour Crust says it's the same tactics. He never changes, and every team knows how to play against them. Facts, but again, Arsenal came out and played a completely different type of ball against them this time around. And, you know, like Arsenal's 2 center backs are the best center back pairing in the league. I've heard a lot of talk about that too. And I'm going to go ahead and say that. Like, I can't think of when like John Stones and Akanji don't scare me. as much as going up against Gabby and Saliba. They're balling right now. So like Arsenal had to do a lot to keep Tottenham from getting in how they want to. James Maddison looked almost non-existent. But again, Arsenal sat in such a low block that like, nah, man, like, and give Ange some time, bro. Take it from me. And I like to get rid of my coaches quickly. I'm a Chelsea fan through and through. Like, if Maresca can't figure out what we're doing defensively, it might be time. But I'm actually pretty impressed with what Maresca's been able to do in such a short time. He's done way more in this short amount of time. Again, he's got more players, but he's done way more than Poch did last year. So it's just something to look out for. Again, the game of the week I still think will be tomorrow. It'll be Milan-Liverpool, especially Liverpool coming off of that L they took this weekend against Nottingham Forest. They're going to be hungry. Milan's the boy Captain America, Christian Pulisic, is in exciting form. He's trying to ball out. He's been balling out for club and country, so it's good to see. So we're going to see more of that, man. Dylan, so you must be a Spur. Dylan is a Spur, and he said, we played okay. I'm not mad at our result. We're a young project, and that's just what it is. That's a lot of some of the best teams we see in the Prem this year. So it should be something fun to watch out for. I'm going to try to maybe go live tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to, man. I'm not going to be able to go live for a watch party for the Liverpool-Milan game, but maybe we'll do Inter-City. I'll go live on Wednesday for Inter Milan versus City. So come tap in with me. Eat, Pray, Ball. YouTube.com/@EatPrayBall is where y'all can find me. We'll be watching the game, and we'll have some fun conversation. And then Friday, we going back around the world, ball around the world with some topics. We'll talk about, obviously, the games of the Champions League, which were the most interesting. I'm going to watch Madrid. Like, the games I'm going to watch live, I'll probably watch Madrid live. I'll definitely watch Liverpool versus Milan. I'll watch. I haven't even seen Juve play this year. I want to see Juve play. Check up on my Americans, Weston and Tim Weah. I like watching PSG, even though Mbappe's over in Madrid. I like watching PSG in the Champions League. So let's watch PSG versus Girona. They're still like a team I like to keep an eye on. A lot of people say Ligue 1 is the Farmers League, but I like the Farmers League that they play in. It's a lot of good competition, a lot of good players on Marseille, on Lille, on Nice. I don't want to hear that. Bundesliga is my Farmers League, honestly. Like, I don't watch anybody in the Bundesliga unless it's like a DFB Pokal or a championship game or them in the Champions League. Like, I'll watch Leverkusen, I'll watch Bayern, but that's about it. Anyway, keep an eye on Luis Enrique's PSG. He's finally got a young project. Bradley Barcola and them boys balling, Dembele, all them boys. We'll take a look at that. And then, like I said, Man City versus Inter Milan. That'll be the game I go live for on Wednesday. So come tap in with me. And otherwise, tap in with me between 9 and 10 a.m. I started a little bit late today just because I had some stream issues. We remote. We out here in Texas, but we're having a good time. The Barcola era at PSG now, Ron said on Instagram, and that is facts. Barcola, Dembele about to take over. And we've already seen the boy Marco Asensio score a goal too. So again, they got a squad. That should be fun to watch. Come holla at me. Either Wednesday, definitely going live. Check it. Make sure you subscribe. YouTube.com/@EatPrayBall. Make sure you subscribe because these little notifications that I'm going live will pop up. They pop up probably somewhere 30 minutes before I actually go live. So come check me out. We're going to do another watch party, Fourth City versus Inter. And then after that, we're going to be back on here talking ball with y'all ballers, ball around the world. Again, somewhere between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'm in Central time right now. I'm in Texas. I'm going to be in Houston for the ball around the world on Friday. So come tap in with me. I'm also playing pickup ball. So I'm in Austin right now. I'm playing pickup ball tonight. Come find me. Download the Street FC app. That is how I'm playing pickup ball. I'm playing street ball. There's some ballers down here in Austin, Texas. Also doing some vlogging. So you'll see it pop up on my YouTube channel at some point. Some really good ballers, some really fun places to play down here in Austin. And then I'm going to Houston middle of the week, and we're going to do it all again. So come tap in with me. Your boy is here again twice a week. Ball around the world with your boy Matt Marshall of Eat, Pray, Ball. We're going to be here Again, somewhere between 9 and 10, 9 and 10:30 Pacific time. Make sure you tap in, or make sure you at least go to my page, hit that subscribe, get a notification, because we up here. We going to be streaming. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Dylan, appreciate Sour Crust. All my folks on Instagram, David V FXX, Evan Jackson for keeping my stream going. Lady Bree, I'm sorry about your Liverpool. Better luck tomorrow in the Champions League. We got more to come. It's ball around the world. It's ball every day. It's your boy, Eat, Pray, Ball. Appreciate y'all hopping on this stream. More streams coming. I will talk to y'all Wednesday. Tap in with me.